up, everybody? I got Jeff looking much different tonight, and he changed his name to Rick as well. So, Rick, welcome to the live show.
Hello, everybody.
So, Rick is our guru from Four Seasons. Jeff is flying home today from Key West, and so Rick agreed to jump on with me and talk a little stuff about Charleston and events and Four Seasons in particular. So we're going to have some fun tonight and go through all of that stuff. The main reason we're here tonight, though, is we started these lives to answer your questions live. So once you type in the comments on Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're on, you'll be able to put that comment in there, and then I can flash it up on the screen, and we can answer all of those questions live on the spot for you. Sometimes we make it up, and we'll let you know when we make it up, though. So, Rick, how you doing tonight? You doing good?
Yeah, man. Too blessed to be stressed.
Too blessed to be stressed. I love it. I love it. Did you do anything fun? Oh, no, you got 2 days coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe, do the doctor stuff, but hopefully do something with the family on Friday, maybe get out on the boat and do something like that.
Nice, nice. When you go boating, you have a pretty big boat, right?
It's 24 foot. It's not huge, but it's manageable.
Yeah. So you love to fish. Obviously, we've talked about that before. Yeah. And you go saltwater fishing, not freshwater, right?
I do both. I prefer to do salt. I'm more of a, I guess you'd say, novice at salt than I am fresh. So I like to tackle a new challenge. And I'm learning over the past 4 years. I've learned a lot of great areas. Certain tides. There's so many things with Charleston that makes it exciting. But tides, moon phase, all this stuff does come into play if you want to catch a decent amount of fish.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is I don't want you to give away any secrets now. What's one of your spots that you love to go to, and what's maybe your favorite fish to catch?
So this time of year, it's near actually the Ravenel Bridge, and with the water temperatures getting a little warmer, I haven't seen them yet, but they should be here soon. It'll be Spanish mackerel, and then you get a bunch of stuff traveling with that, bluefish. But I like to hit trout. I think they're a lot of fun to catch in the flats. There's some other areas that are very close to the Ravenel Bridge I like to hit this time of year as well.
Nice. I've only been fishing once. We went with 4 or 5 church guys, and we did that inshore fishing experience with a guide, and we caught 28 redfish in a 5-hour time frame.
That's great.
Those were fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've caught. Well, we've had some really good days, and I would say we probably did close, if not maybe a little bit more, but mixed in with trout, some black drum. But a lot of them were smaller. I would say back in March we were catching a lot of bulls inshore, anywhere from 28 to 36, and doing it on light tackle. So it feels like it's a shark essentially you're bringing in.
Wow, well, that's crazy. Well, let's do some shout outs here real quick. Celeste Rose, we just had a Zoom call with Celeste the other day. She's from New York and is looking to move down here. Can't wait to see you. I think it's the end of next month that we're going to see her. J Pav, what's up, J Pav? He's got 3 huge Great Danes. So big ones. Let's see. We've got Joan and Kevin on from Southern Maryland. Hey guys, how's it going? Brian Reed is on. Primo Projects. I know that last name. What's up, Craig? All right, who else we got? All right, we got a question already. Awesome. Hey, gents, what area, neighborhood, community is 30 minutes or less to the beach, as well as so to Charleston? Does it exist? What do you think on this, Rick? That's West Ashley? What do you think?
I mean, for active adult, I think 30 minutes would be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
My wife and my son, they go to Isle of Palms a lot, and especially during the summer. And it's taken them about 45 minutes.
45. Okay.
Yeah. And I would say on a good flow travel day, maybe 40 minutes to proper downtown Charleston.
Okay. Yeah, so here in Summerville, it's possible about 45 minutes, but if you wanted to be truly less than 30 minutes, you're definitely going to have to go closer to the coast. But, if you want active adult, that's all up here in Summerville. I think there's one there in Mount Pleasant, but it doesn't have the, oh my God, amenities that we have up in this area. So we have 7 active adult up here. As far as just general communities, you could be in West Ashley, Johns Island, James Island, Mount Pleasant, but you're also going to have a price tag with that. So we're looking at least 100,000 more. Wouldn't you say, Rick?
Absolutely, at least.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely key to be in downtown. You can, from like West Ashley, for instance, you can be downtown in like 7 minutes, depending on where you live, and to the beach in 20. But you're okay with that price point. So. I think that answers. Let us know if that answers your question, Miss Demeanor OG. Let's see. Joan wants to know all the news about Four Seasons. We're going to get to that, Joan. I promise. That's why we get the guru on tonight, for sure. Hey, Edna and Bob in Pennsylvania, how you guys doing? Mark is on. You know Mark, Rick, Julie, and Mark.
Oh yeah. I saw the A. I was like, and I was trying to see his picture. Well, actually, I talked to them earlier today, and man, those cars are beautiful.
I haven't seen them yet. So yeah, they just moved into Four Seasons, and they love it. And we made their moving experience awesome and stress-free. Thank you for that. We appreciate those kudos. It definitely helps. Brian Reed, wondering when you think the best time of year to buy Lennar is. Looking into Carnes or Summers Corner, looks like a sale in Carnes right now. Some homes going for low 400s. So there's not a bad time to buy. Obviously, Charleston is going to continue to go up and up and up in price. We see anywhere, Rick, what would you say, between 1% and 6% on average every year as far as price increases. So the more you wait, the more it's going to cost, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, looking at those two neighborhoods specifically, the more homes that they have done, because Lennar is a spec home builder only. So the more homes that they have done, the bigger the discounts you're going to see on those, because they don't want to sit on inventory. So they only build spec homes. You can't pick anything with Lennar. You can't pick your lot. Obviously, if the home that you like is on a lot that you like, that's a win-win, of course. But you can do it now, and there, every 3 to 5 homes, I think, is what Lennar does, and they up the price once they sell every 3 to 5 homes. Is that what you've heard too, Rick?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, my daughter is on. Hey, Dad, we love you. I love you too, Abby. She's in the next room over. That's kind of funny. Diane Graves is on. Hey, Diane. Is there any golf courses in Cane Bay or the Nexton area? If not, do you know if there are any plans for any? So Rick used to be like a professional golfer. But there's, Diane, there's no golf courses in these two communities. But right up the street is Berkeley Country Club. So that's, I would say, 15 minutes from the center of Cane Bay. I would say you can get to Berkeley going the back way. And then Crowfield, of course, is over in Goose Creek.
Yeah.
You've got a couple on the other side of Summerville. Rick, I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard down the street heading towards Cypress Campground Road, they're supposed to be building a golf course there. Have you heard anything about that?
There's been some speculation. I do know going more towards like the Ridgeville area, there's supposed to be a very nice course coming in.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that's been finalized, but I feel like there's been rumors of it. We just haven't gotten the finalization of it. But
we do have a lot of great golf courses within 20 minutes. We really do. Legend Oaks, I mean, Pine Forest was considered the hidden gem of South Carolina for many years. I would say as long as it hasn't rained too much. I am personally a huge fan of Crowfield. It's not overly long, but I just love that golf course.
It's challenging. It's really challenging.
It is, but I think it's fair across the board because you can be a big hitter and that's wonderful, but you got to work the ball on this golf course.
Right. Yeah, and that's not me. I work the ball into the woods usually. That's about how I work it. All right. AJ, hey, do you have an updated map with new phases? AJ, are you talking about Four Seasons specifically? Yes, he says Four Seasons right here. Thanks. So, Rick, I saw the website was updated. Is that pretty accurate? Can I share that?
Yes, that's going to show you the 73 lots that are coming within Phase 8. How we're going to disseminate those, we're still working through the logistics of that. I can say that we're going to have some inventory homes that we're going to start, ahead. That'll probably, don't hold me to this, but target of March, April for those to finish, springtime. But right now we're still waiting on some things behind the scenes within Berkeley County. But that green that you see, that lighter green above some of the red and that white's a good lot right there is a good focal point. Those 73 lots, I believe at the end of the day we might start top, bottom, and meet in the middle. But again, we haven't finalized that, but that's kind of the expectation. And then 9 and 10, of course, are going to be far to the right of this as we see it. And that's going to be late summer next year. Okay.
And these lots, since we're on this, I think this would be a good time to talk about it. You've got a good mix on these lots. Like over here, there's wood lots, and then you've got water lots here around the corner. There's an amazing berm that's right here in the middle. And there's even a berm here too on this side, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if there's a specific type of lot you want, if you wait long enough, you probably can get it. You just got to act quick once they're released, of course.
Absolutely. Definitely when it comes to water, preserved, and even those really nice berm lots. I mean, that berm is every bit of 10 feet tall. And the landscaping we put on it, and Mark has seen this, and so has Jeff, within 1 year of growth, it is unbelievable how lush and full it is.
All the ones in the other parts of the neighborhood are amazingly, and they're still young, I feel like. We don't know the cost of these lots or anything like that yet, of course. But so what you were saying is the black here is already built. They're probably going to come this way and then maybe come this way too. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So if we look at, you have the one little red that's on the top part there. Yep. And then so we'll look at the lots kind of left to that. And then if we come down further to the bottom and kind of come up, I believe that's how management is looking to tackle it.
Okay.
And I like that because, of course, there are a lot of people like certain lots, but this is going to give a great variation. A majority, I would say at least 65% of these homes that you're going to be able to build are going to be a part of our Harbor Title Collection, which houses the Ibiza, the bestseller. But then we're going to have, again, about 35% are going to be that Donegal coming back, Donegal Loft, Athens Loft. So what I'm very excited about is the mixture of lots as well as the ability of building the 9 floor plans.
Here's a good question from AJ too. As you enter into new phases, do you have a predetermined number of spec homes versus custom homes?
I wish I could answer that question.
Yeah.
But I would say what we know right now, there's a good possibility it's at least 50-50.
50-50. Okay. Well, that's good because there are some people that need to sell their home first. So therefore, they can't purchase down here yet, and having that availability of spec homes that will be done in 1 to 4 months versus 8 to 10 months is an awesome option that you guys offer. So I know a lot of our clients appreciate that for sure.
I think we do a good job of loading them up, putting a lot of nice appointments in them that really are very enticing, because what we hear is a lot of people, well, I would have done that, or I would have done that.
Yeah.
So it's rewarding to hear that, and also just having something that someone can get into in 30, 60, 90 days.
Right. With these lots being on the water here, are they going to be required to have hardy plank, or they have the option for vinyl too, because there's that space?
So 772, I believe, to it's either 85 or 86. I don't have my sheet in front of me, but it's right around 14, 15 lots. Those will be hardy plank homes. Okay.
So right about here to right about here.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Awesome. Mark said, very pleased with the berm at Four Seasons, and nicely blocks the houses behind us. No worries. Nice privacy. Yeah, you guys really build those to, the idea is if you're standing in your backyard, you should only see like the roof of the house behind you, right? That's the idea.
That truly is the idea. We'd like to take it a little bit higher, but we're not allowed to. It really does a wonderful job of creating that privacy. It's something that comes at a pretty penny for us, but I think it's well worth it in the long run.
Yeah. Joan asked, can you point out the amenity center in relation to the lots? So I'm going to try to zoom out here. There we go. So here's the lake house down here. There'll be some sort of access way. It may not be paved or anything, right? But there's some sort of access right through here that you'll at least be able to walk through. We're not sure if the county's going to allow us to do the golf cart path through there, right?
Right.
And then the newer lots are all these green lots, Joan. So, we have another special guest that is coming on too. So I'm going to bring in our special guest, Mr. Jeff Gregg. He's just off of the airport in his car on the ride home, and he still joins. That's dedication, folks.
Is it working? Did I do it right? Did I push the button right? Am I actually?
You did great. You look tan too.
I am so proud. Well, hey, listen. This whole people thinking about moving to Florida, no, it was extra hot in Florida. Like, I get it's hot here in Charleston, but especially South Florida, the Keys, it was really hot down there.
Yeah, I bet. Your pictures on Facebook though look like you had a good time, first of all, and it looked beautiful down there. So I hope you had fun.
We did. We had a good time. I want to do it again. Key West is awesome. It was 25 years since we've been there. We haven't. Oh, I hear everything is ready to rumble soundtrack in the background still.
Oh, you do? Okay. How about now?
There it is. Yeah, we were there, 25 years ago? Andrew's in-house in the car. And we were there on a cruise in Key West, and we always said we wanted to go back at some point, and we just had a few days, so we flew down to Miami and then rented a car and drove that 3.5 hour trek down to Key West and back today. And it was really a lot of fun. We had a great time. Key West is awesome.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to jump back into questions. We've got a lot of questions today, Jeff. So if you're okay, I'm going to jump back in.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit my mute out here for a little bit since I'm in the car and just hang out with you guys.
Awesome. Cool. So Diane asked Rick, what's the starting point of the prices for the new homes in that new phase? Again, you don't know that right off the hand, but you can guess, right, based on what we had before, but it just won't be exact, right?
Yeah, and starting price is just that, it's starting. I like to give a more realistic price of upgrades, a nice home site. What we're seeing right now, we're seeing some very nice Athens homes or Granadas or even some Dorchesters. And to put a little bit more on that, that 15 to 1800, hovering around high 4s, 5s. And these are nicely appointed homes.
Mm. Yeah, they put really good stuff in them, Diane. These are nice floors, nice not granite but quartz. The nice color cabinets. The vents go out to the outside. It doesn't just go back into your house. So
a lot of lighting.
Yeah, lots of lighting. Yeah, Rick loves him some lighting. All right, so we got another question here about Summerwind Crossing. Can you speak about Summerwind Crossing, Lakes of Cane Bay community, single-family homes, 2-bed, 2-bath? What is the largest square foot of that kind of home? Are they larger than 2,000 square feet? So Celeste Rose, in Summerwind, most of the plans, if you don't add an upstairs, are not going to be much over 2,000 square feet. I'm trying to remember. I think the highest they go up to is 2,827, and that's with a loft. Jeff, is that what you remember as well?
Yeah, I think they're starting out in the 1,500 on the smallest. The kind of sweet spot on those is there's quite a few of them in that 1,800 to 2,000, but they're going to throw another 500 or 600 if you do the second floor. So I think you're right on the money.
Okay. So hopefully that helps Celeste Rose. Let me go to the next question. Diane said, "Hey Jeff, J-Pov said he was just in Key West 2 weeks ago. Absolutely loved it."
But yeah, I'm going back. We had a phenomenal time. There was, I'll show you the video, Mark. Remember we were talking about the new Margaritaville cruise ship that's going?
Oh yeah, I saw that
on the area. Yeah, we saw that come in Key West, right in Mallory Square, and we stayed at a hotel right there in Mallory Square. I think next time I do it, I'm just going to fly straight to Key West because I did the drive once now, but I think I'll be back in the next 6 months. I really had a great time.
Wow, next 6 months. That's impressive for you.
If Mark will let me go, I have to ask the boss for permission. And actually, I'll be honest, I feel like Rick might be my boss also. I feel like I have to ask him if I'm allowed to go to these places also.
I think we should have a bros trip going to Key West, do fishing. I think that would be awesome.
Oh, wait, no, I'm willing to. Well, hold on, wait, let me check with Andrew.
Sorry, Adrian.
Are we allowed to do a guy trip to Key West, or do you want to go with us?
As long as you send me to Vegas.
She says, as long as she go to Vegas, she's fine with it.
Rick, can we take your boat there? Is that possible?
I mean, we could, but that would be one heck of a. We would need a lot of time.
Okay.
I don't think we can afford the gas in Rick's boat to get to Key West.
All right. AJ asked, can all of your models that you offer be built on any of these lots in the new phases at Four Seasons? Great question.
No, AJ. So the Harbor Title, that makes up 6 of the 9 floor plans that we have to offer. They're going to be available on about 65% of the home sites that are coming. And then we have the Maritime Collection that is going to be only built on the other 35%, which are more interior berm home sites. I think there's only 3 or 4 that don't back up to the berm, which is really nice.
On Rick, some people that are joining may not know kind of what we have at Four Seasons for amenities there and stuff like that. And specifically, you seem to be the expert on like all the different clubs just because you know so many people there. So if somebody's moving here and they don't have any friends and family and things like that there, how do they meet people? Like what kind of clubs do you guys have in addition to the amenities?
So it's one of my favorite questions. I had it a couple of times today, and dad jokes and stuff, but I get all excited. I'm like, just go check your mail. And they kind of give you that look. And I'm like, seriously, because just by checking your mail, you're going to run into 2 or 3 people and you're gone for 45 minutes. And your significant other is like, where are they? Well, there are 3 or 4 homes, checking there what they have, talking. Oh my gosh, we went to the same high school. The stuff we hear is absolutely incredible. But in addition to that, we have clubs that cover all the spectrum from, of course, like golf, your 5-day a week, 3-day a week, your 9 and dine type golfers, quilting. Oh my gosh, the pickleball clubs, the bocce clubs. You name a card game and we have it. The billiard club, like Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Denuzo started an amazing club many years ago, and it is just incredible. We have an awesome wine club that Mr. Schwartz, his is incredible. It's just incredible. There's a lot of people that are there. Oh my gosh, sewing. I know they do. One of the homeowners has a kiln, so they do stuff like that. So there's a lot of people involved, and then classes like yoga. Miss Prisco, she's been teaching it for years. She's absolutely amazing. Tai Chi. I mean, there's so many different variations of whether it's classes or clubs, and if there isn't one, people create it.
Isn't there like a I was telling somebody in the car today about, don't you guys have like a woodworking club where some people have wood shops in their garages and stuff?
Yeah, we have a few gentlemen that are exceptionally talented what they can do. There are gentlemen that can do shelving, bowls, and I'm talking some very ornate, just amazing bowls. And so I try to get them together if they're thinking about moving or if they're purchase. So then, they're leaving their man shops that were much larger, and they tend to buy some of our homes with a larger garage, so they get a fairly nice shop, but you're not going to be able to bring all the tools. So then if I introduce one to the other, then they can come together and be like, well, you can borrow this. It really, it's community every
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You got the bandsaw, I got this other saw, and we'll make it work out, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. And then, the amenity center. I always like when you tell the kind of the story of how the amenity center started and kind of where it ended up. So there was an initial budget that was much smaller than where it ended, right?
Yeah. So the gentleman that kind of started all of that, he was absolutely amazing. And this is his 11th 4 seasons that he's been a part of over his 30-year tenure with KHOB, which is, in and of itself is just amazing to be with one builder that long. And the budget was $5 million and around 20,000 square foot facility. And then it kept growing to 9, 12, and then 17 and a half, 20, almost, it's just under 25,000 square foot facility. It's just remarkable. He did, when you walked in, a lot of them, and I'm not knocking when I say this, they're a little bit more open.
Yeah.
More of that, like ski lodge feel, something a little bit more intimate when you first walk in, and then it really branches out. But also trying to have is, if we could have all the rooms, we can't, but almost all of them, to have a beautiful water view, to really take in, the waterway there that leads out to the main lake. That right there, it made me and my colleagues look like rock stars because it is way better than I even anticipated. What's funny is I like to tell the story, the felt in the billiard room, something like that little. There were a significant amount of time spent on what color they should pick, where the division president just said, this is the color, let's move forward. It was all about the details. And they just did an exceptional job. I mean, we made that room, I call it a multi-purpose or a ballroom. We made it larger to truly accommodate for those big parties. Miss Cassidy does a phenomenal job with line dancing. She's amazing. And so they do classes in there. Occasionally they do flash mobs in the community, which is awesome. It just is.
Hey, Rick. One thing that we have people ask us a lot about is the size of the amenity center based on what the neighborhood's going to be. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're going to be built out at 1,020 homes when everything's said and done. It's probably going to take us about 2.5 to 3 years for us to build out. But initially we were thinking of 828 homes, but we had in our head that we were going to go bigger, not much bigger, but to the 1,000 homes. And that's in part why it did get larger. The room size, like the billiard room, the card room, the separation, so you have that space. You don't feel like you're on top of each other. You're having to wait to get into a room. One thing I think we really did a great job on is the grandkids pool.
Mm-hmm.
It does keep the peace. And I just think that's a neat feature, just for them to have it. And honestly, I've seen homeowners over there when there aren't any kids, just kind of like just doing their own thing, kind of have their own pool to them. So it was very well thought out, and I'm just lucky to be a part of such a project and see it all come together from the beginning.
So I think I've seen this stage used for other things as well, like a 2-day or 3-day event about lip syncing. Like it's insane. It is
incredible. I didn't get to go because you get so many tickets, and everyone's like, "Well, you're Rick," and I'm like, "I wish that worked." But, my wife went with my mother-in-law, and because they were there for 7 years, and I got to see some of the videos. It is unreal the level they take it with the detail, and it's typically 2 days. I could be wrong, but I think it was like 24 or 25 acts, and they had to do it over 2 days. And we have some very talented people that live in this community because they just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, yeah. When it was all decorated and all that, and we were trying to take clients through there, I'm like, what is going on? They're like, oh, it's just the lip sync contest. And I'm like, holy mackerel. It was insane. There's
in every holiday, really. I mean, the 4th of July, New Year's Eve, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, like there's an event going on there, and a really nice event for every holiday.
Yeah, Jeff, thanks for bringing that up. We have a very large veterans club, and they do, and I keep hearing myself say incredible, but there's no other word to really say or describe more exceptional. These group of men and women that have come together, and they celebrate, and they do so much. Like, you want to talk about any holiday, like a Veterans Day, Memorial Day, our community is adorned with flags. And, we have a lot of great men and women that did a lot for this great country, and how much they give back to the community, not just, here, but all around in Berkeley County, down in Charleston, working with the Citadel. It's just incredible what they do.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, all right. We got another question here. How many homes are currently built in the community? And then I guess I would follow that up with, Rick, how many are you projected to have?
So I want to say we've closed around 760, and I could be off by about 5 or 10.
Yeah.
We've had a fair amount in the past couple of months that have closed, and in part to you guys, so thank you. I want to go off on a little tangent. I mean, when I see you guys 2 or 3 times in a day, not complaining, I love it. But the total build out will be 1,020.
1,020. Okay. We're going into phase 7 and 8, right? We're finishing phase 7, going into 8, and these are the last 2 phases that somebody will be able to truly, fully customize their home. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. Okay. So phase 7, we literally only have 7 inventory homes left. So if you're looking, the deals right now are unbelievable. But then we're going to go into that phase 8. When we transition to 9 and 10, we're going to be introducing something called the looks. And I can touch a little bit on it because I don't even think I can describe it to how wonderful this is going to be. But I can relate it to, and I like to use like BMW, when you go to their website and you build a car, and then there are all these different levels of what you can do. And the reason I like to use BMW is, Honda and them, okay, you can go here, but that's kind of, you're done there. You can still do more things a la carte. So it's going to be a farmhouse look, a elements look, a classic look, or a loft, which is a little bit more modern. in the details in these homes, we'll have 3 models that'll represent 5 to 6 of the floor plans. And basically when you walk in, what you see is what you get, and you get to customize that one in and of itself. So you can essentially go online and build the home, and you're going to know the price.
That's great.
You know, Rick, I've been a little surprised about that lately, in that Andrew and I, when we built our house, we wanted to go in and pick the everything. But we've had so many more people lately that have really not wanted to have to make those decisions. And they've wanted you guys, they've been super happy with buying a spec home. Obviously you guys know how you're building spec homes. You're building the spec homes how people would want them done, and they would do it themselves. So I think you guys might be onto something here. It's Mark, do you agree? I've seen less and less people wanting to pick everything from the ground up, and it to be a faster process and just be a really nice house at the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there are some people that want, hey, I want these exact floors and this, but a lot of people are at that point and they're like, yeah, does it look nice? Let's roll.
Yeah.
That type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, you tend to see a little bit better deal too when we pick it, and that has to, people are like, well, how can you do that? Well, that in part is we can streamline the build process because we're picking everything, so there's not as much time in between while you're trying to get to the design center, working with a designer. We can offer a little bit more for that home, and I was questioning it a little bit in the beginning because they were like, hey, we want 43 inventory homes. And we were like, what? I can't argue with it. It's how we were building them, but we're also listening. There are some that are going to come in phase 8 where I'm putting outlets and little things, little tweaks here and there that make it more customizable, but really still putting in those beautiful color cabinets, flooring, countertops, all my lighting, of course. But really trying to, curtail a little bit more to what I've been hearing some feedback on.
All right. So Rick, that we're on YouTube and Facebook right now, right? So I just feel like I have to do this because there's somebody on Facebook trying to talk to somebody in the comments on YouTube, and they're never going to see each other because they're on 2 different platforms. So I just got to put this up here. So Robin says, hi, Joan, how are you? And Joan's on YouTube. So Robin has been working with Joan, if I remember correctly. So Joan, just to let you know, Robin said hello, even though you're not on Facebook. I feel like a matchmaker.
Robin and Joan, I would have made the same mistake. Trust me.
I don't think it's a mistake. It's just where they're watching. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she said, hi, Robin, back. That's perfect. All right. Now I feel better. Sorry, Rick. But yeah, Joan says, I'd rather buy a spec home. I do want a tub in the primary bathroom. All right. So there's some feedback for you right there, Rick.
So we've been hearing that. I come together with my colleagues and we're hearing, and you're not the only one. Actually, I had 2 people today that said the same thing. So I'm seeing a bit of a trend lately. So we might see some of those coming down the line.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen? You're going to put it in there, and you're going to convince the upper management, we got to have one with a bathtub, and then it won't sell. Nobody will buy it.
That's happened in the past, but it ends up working. It always works itself out.
Mark, don't you think that sometimes if he does do something like that, he says like Jeff and Mark said, so then if it doesn't work, he could just blame it on us?
Yeah, he'll just blame it on us. That's fine. That's fine.
We'll take the fall for you, buddy.
I appreciate it. But I wish it was that easy. But they're like, no, we know what you did, Rick.
Joan said she'll buy it. If you put a tub in it, she'll buy it. All right. So some of the current specs that you got out right now, I'm looking on the website. I'm going to try to share it here again. So as low as $489. That's the lowest one, right?
Yeah, that is a very good price. And then the Dorchester, that's another one that's just a phenomenal price. That Donegal is actually one that I built, and I love that home. We added, so we were told we couldn't do any more additional landscaping. So I went to our amazing guys over in the land department. I was like, I don't believe this. Is there stuff we can do here? And they're like, yes, we can put these beautiful hedges behind this particular home, and it comes kind of off of the berm, and these hedges are going to be massive. So it's just giving another level of privacy. And this home has the oversized garage, both showers in, the primary and secondary, beautiful gourmet kitchen, 5-burner cooktop. Of course, we do the fridge in the blinds, nice front porch, and it's a beautiful home.
Yeah.
Been one
I've
of
been
the best.
through it a couple times. I really love it.
Yeah.
I really love it. And then, so that floor plan is good, because I like how the office has this corner kind of, you don't go straight into it. It's kind of on a corner. And then this is so open here. And you can build it without the sunroom, but nobody does that anymore, right? Because once you see it with the sunroom, you can't really unsee it.
Yeah, I strongly encourage always put the sunroom on.
Yeah. Okay. And then you said the other one was the Dorchester. Let me pull that one up too. So that's under 5 too. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a great price. It's right down from Mark, who's on the chat today, and got that beautiful berm right behind you. That home has the fireplace that we put in it, and then because of the front exterior, the garage is, I believe it's 26 feet long.
Okay.
So it's really oversized. It's only going to, I think, say about like 20 by 20 in that picture, because that's a default, but it is an oversized garage, which is great. So you can get the cars and the golf cart in there.
And some people don't like the straight shot. This floor plan kind of stalls for that, because the kitchen and dining are to one side and the great room to the other. So really, no matter which floor plan you like better, you guys have an option to go either way, and both of them are under 500,000 right now, which is pretty amazing. Like, that's what, 83,000 off that one.
Yeah, just a little bit. And then we have another 10 we put towards price for closing costs if you use our preferred lender or pay cash. So it's even lower.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pulling in my house here. I gotta go take the family and luggage in. But I wanted to say to Rick, thank you so much for filling in tonight. I wasn't even sure if I'd be off the plane in time. So super awesome to have you on. And Rick, one thing I want you to talk about is, because we have so many people coming down from the north, a lot of our YouTube viewers, and so they're losing their basements. And so talk a little bit about some of the extra storage areas in the house when you do build from the ground up, and what you can do with those. And I'm going to jump off. I'll see you all in the next one.
See you.
Good to have you back. You guys are great. I just have to say that. But
thanks.
So Jeff hit it on the head. We do these garage attic storage options. We do it on several of the homes, and I believe it is a great way to maybe not keep everything that you would like to bring, although you're supposed to be purging. But an average of around 240, 250 square feet of storage, that's walk up. And it's been, in the beginning, it was extremely popular. And then it wasn't because it got a little bit more pricey during COVID, like everything else. But the prices come back, and we started putting them into our inventory homes. And there's a few that I can already tell you. I think at least 5 of the 16, maybe more, maybe 6, are going to have the garage attic storage in some of these homes.
Nice.
Because the feedback is, Jeff just said, was, I'm losing my basement. Well, now you got this space. We're going to elongate the garage a little bit more, so you're not losing as much in the garage. But now you can also free up some of the interior closets and things like that to put, all of your other belongings. And it's becoming popular again.
Yeah. People seem to love those storage areas, and we've even seen some of the pre-owned ones where they've repurposed them. They were going to use them for storage. Yeah. They purged a little bit more, one of our clients put a secret door in the garage that goes up to that room, and that's his office and man cave. He threw a mini split up there, and it's a whole nother thing, that you can use it for. So multi-purpose, I feel like.
Yeah, we've seen a few people do that. And honestly, some of the stuff is easy to do yourself in terms of like getting some insulation in there.
Yeah.
But then like the mini splits, of course, want the professionals to do that. But it's some of these rooms are really nice. I mean, they're a man cave I would like to have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We got 2 more questions here. Hey, Jeff, got to bring Cheetah by to meet our 2 Hovnanian greyhound, Magnum and Agnes. So Jeff has a greyhound. I think you've seen her, named Cheetah. So yeah, I'll let Jeff know to make sure he brings her by for sure. And then Diane said, "Do you have many resale homes in Four Seasons?" Yeah. So you've been building for 7. It'll be 8 years, right?
I mean, I think we are 2 or 3 days away from our 8th birthday. So yeah.
So 8 years. So there are definitely some resales in there, Diane. As new as 2 years old and as old as almost 8 years old. So yeah, definitely an option for you for sure. Keep your questions coming. I love all these questions. We didn't even get into any of the other agenda items that we were going to talk about. So until we get some more questions, Rick, have you ever heard of this 20th annual Sweetgrass Festival? Have you ever been to the Sweetgrass Festival?
I haven't been to it, but I know people that go to that.
Yeah.
I personally haven't been.
So supposedly they make these amazing baskets there. My client today was saying that one of them in the market downtown, they were selling for $2,800 for a basket, and that's because the massive amount of hours that goes into these handmade baskets. So that is coming up on July 27th over in Mount Pleasant. And then, Rick, you're a little bit of a runner, aren't you?
Yeah, I was until my back, but yeah, I would love to, but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, okay. So I guess they have 2 different things coming up for the athletic type.
Mm-hmm.
You'll probably only see me run if Rick's chasing me with a knife or something. But the IOP Beach Run is coming up July 27th as well. And then there's this Charleston Sprint Triathlon Series. Do you know anything about this?
I know a little bit, but not enough.
Okay.
But I believe we have a couple residents in the Four Seasons that are
really
doing this.
Wow.
I believe so.
So over 30,000 people have attended this. It's a 12-mile bike ride, 5K flat run, and a 600-yard freshwater swim. So I wonder if they swim over in the Cane Bay Lake, Rick, to practice and swim away from the alligators.
I was going to say, you work on your speed. That's one way of doing it.
So that's coming up July 28th as well. We always just pick 3 or 4 events that we talk about each week, just so you guys know what happens around town. And then this is what I think I want to go to. It's a taco and margarita festival at Riverfront Park, September 7th. And what time was that one? I think it's at night. Seymour.
I can't remember exactly the time it starts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the afternoon and at night. But get your margaritas and your tacos on for sure. Robin said tacos. Yes, we all love tacos for sure.
Yes, I'm with you, Robin. Love tacos.
Rick, as far as HOA fees over in Four Seasons, so some people are saying, hey, I don't want to join a 55 plus or active adult community because the HOAs are going to constantly go up and up and up and up. From what I've seen since I've been in real estate and sold in Four Seasons specifically, they really haven't gone up that much. Am I correct in that? Maybe $10 I've seen in the 8 years?
So the rule I would use is we've seen an average of maybe $5 year over year.
Okay.
And that really attributes to maintenance, meaning because we maintain all of the landscaping. I think
Okay.
that's where our biggest cost comes from. I don't know that to be 100%, but I assume that's the case. And that's why we see the $5. The Del Webb that's in Cane Bay here. I'm sorry for y'all. I live in Cane Bay, so that's why I'm
Right.
pointing behind me. But
Right there.
they were on that progression for a long time, and then I know they made changes, bringing in like Spectrum and stuff, and so they increased. But that was the homeowners. They had a quorum. They came together to decide, okay, we know we're gonna have a bit of a jump, but this is what we're getting out of it. And I would say the same would ring true for when we leave. If the homeowners got together, got 2/3 of the people and wanted to make some changes, you could see a higher cost. But if things keep running its course, then we should stay on that progression of $5 year over year.
Yeah.
They've done a great job. We have a capital contribution that helps provide once the builder's gone. And now that we're 8 years old, we already have a homeowner on the board, and over the next few years, we're going to increase more and more. So, and we've had all our meetings, and then people are a part of those conversations to really see what we're doing and where we're going.
And those capital contribution fees are kind of a pain when you first move in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Let me give you $2,000 or whatever. But they really help with almost eliminating special assessments, right? Like,
and that's the point behind them, especially because we're mandated 24/7. Therefore, these are private roads that are going to have to be maintained by the association. That's a fund that we have a very large amount of money in already.
Yeah.
Because this capital contribution is not paid just when you buy a new home. It's the same thing on a resale. So it's perpetually going to help sustain and thus keeping you more at these incremental rather than, like we hear with some people, unfortunately, in some condos, these huge assessments.
Yeah. They're scary. The other good thing about the Four Seasons community too, and I think you and I can both speak to this one, Rick, is the fire station is so close, right? Like we've both had a personal experience of how fast this fire station can get to Four Seasons, right? Is there anything you want to say about that, Rick?
Well, I got the nickname Hot Stuff, so that was pretty cool. I'll take that. But, the lovely, the interesting ride in the golf cart, and which, if I remember, Mark was like, "Man, Rick can run fast."
You did. I was like, man, he's younger than me, but he can run fast for a middle-aged guy for sure.
But yeah, their turnaround time, and Kyle, I'm pretty sure he's still the captain over there. He does a phenomenal job. Those guys are great. I mean, They are right across the way, and they do a lot for the community. But the peace of mind, the homeowners insurance is great. Having the benefits of that too. So,
Celeste Rose just asked can you speak about Jasmine Point, Cane Bay community? I'll talk about Jasmine Point in a second. But since both of us live in Cane Bay, let's chat a little bit about what we like about this neighborhood. So one of the things I like is all the events that go on, right? The golf cart parades, the fireworks that they have, the fire trucks that come by with the Santa Claus on it. There's a YMCA right in the middle of Cane Bay. Like this community is, I feel, very tight knit.
The 5K that they do, or several 5Ks that they do, and each individual community does. The food trucks.
The food trucks, yeah.
Honestly, it's an extension of kind of the Four Seasons. You get every sense of the community. Where I live, a ton of great people getting together, having like a pool party, and the kids are there, and meeting some of the new people that moved into the community, or just sporting events. But the YMCA, like you said, has done a lot to bring everyone together on a whole nother level.
Yeah. And never mind the golf cart trails that run up and down Cane Bay Boulevard. You can golf, you can bike, you can walk, you can run. You don't even have to get on the main roads, which you're not supposed to anyways, because they're more than 35 mile per hour on Cane Bay Boulevard anyways. But you can take your golf cart all the way down to the front of the neighborhood and go to the Publix. There's Famulary's is coming back. That is a pizza Italian restaurant that I'm super excited about because the original owners are going to take it over.
This one's going to be good.
Yeah. If you like Chicago deep dish pizza, like I think I asked one time and they put 2 pounds of cheese on the Chicago deep dish pizza. 2 pounds. Like it's awesome. You got your Eggs Up Grill up there. There's a Chinese food store. There's a Mexican restaurant. And then never mind the stuff that's across the street, just over into Nexton too. So, I love living here. And I know you have for several years as well. Specific to Jasmine Point though, Celeste Rose. So that's built by Beezer. They only have, I think last I heard, there was only about 12 lots that they had left in there. I think they had a total of 250 lots, and they'll be done with that community. I think they have 4 or 5 spec homes that are still going on there. They do have a pool and like a covered area with bathrooms and a playground. So enough amenities to kind of, have fun and still have community and all of that. But the bigger lots that they were building their bigger homes on, last I heard, they only have 1 left. So the sweet gum that they had, or the juniper 1-story, that is one of the biggest 1-stories without going upstairs for a non-55 plus. I think it's right at 2457 square feet, if I remember correctly. That those won't be able to be built once that last lot is gone. If it's not already gone. So a good builder. They built my house personally. I don't live in Jasmine Point. I live in the Oaks, but it's the same builder here in the Oaks. And I've been here for 7 years and super happy with the build as well. So just, we're lucky to have 21 different subsections here in Cane Bay. And, some of the new construction has stopped in some of those subsections. But there's still more that is going on, such as Four Seasons or, towards the back of and with the other non-55 plus. So hopefully that helped, Celeste Rose. All right. Do we have any other questions? No other questions I see. Yep. Okay. I think we hit them all. So, Rick, I just want to say thanks again for joining with me tonight. Having somebody to talk to helps. Nobody wants to just hear me talk. So I really appreciate you joining and sharing all your knowledge. We appreciate you helping our clients that are coming from so many different places.
Yeah, no, I appreciate just being on the channel. I watch your guys'. I even got my wife. She jumps on.
Yes.
Love the videos. I mean, if I got to say this one thing, there was one you guys did. And I'm literally, probably a month ago, and I'm laughing out loud to where my neighbors heard me laughing, and they're like, "What are you watching?" I was like, Mark and Jeff, and they're like, "What show is that?"
It's the Mark and Jeff show.
They're great. So I'm the guy that I've really gotten into YouTube, and so when you guys have a video, I'm probably one of the first to watch it.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. Joan said we're looking forward to hearing from Robin on the lots once they're released. Great info. Have a great evening. So those should be released pretty soon, right? Next month?
Yeah. We should be right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
Toes crossed, legs crossed, everything.
Yeah.
So that's great. All right, everybody. So at the end of our video here, I'm going to throw up a QR code on the screen. We would love to book a Zoom call with you guys so that we can learn more about what you want, what you're looking for, the lifestyle that you want to live here in South Carolina. And we do that by Zoom calls. We jump on for 30, 45 minutes, get to learn exactly what you want here. And then we try to match that community to exactly what you're for. So we can't wait to talk to you again. go ahead and scan that code and book that call with us, and then we can go from there. And hey, Rick, thanks again, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. And hey, guys, seriously, scan the code. These guys rock.
I appreciate it.
All right, man.
See ya.
Well, good night, everybody.
All right, we are